Elvis Presley released 18 #1 singles throughout his career, but one single's first live performance left him filled with regret after he was ambushed on live TV with an unexpected animal appearance. In 1956, Elvis Presley was slowly but surely building up his song repertoire. On July 2nd, in 1956, the king of rock and roll recorded one of his biggest tracks of all time, Hound Dog. The young rocker from Memphis, Tennessee, was eager to promote the hip-shaking single, so began making regular TV appearances when he was hit with a speed bump. Steve Allen. Steve, at the time, was the well-respected TV host of The Steve Allen Show, and, although he was open to having all kinds of acts perform on his show, he was not happy about Elvis's style. In his early days, the king was known as Elvis the Pelvis, due to his penchant to suggestively gyrate his hips during live performances, sending scores of young women wild. This signature move was considered crude and obscene in the late 1950s, so Steve's bosses at NBC were not very happy that it would be happening on their TV show. Steve convinced them he could control it, though. He made a deal with Elvis's manager, Colonel Tom Parker, who agreed to have the star take the stage in a new and improved way. Instead of strutting out in his flamboyant suit, Elvis took to Steve's stage with a bow tie and tails. Before Elvis performed, Steve insisted his TV show was a family affair. He also said this was Elvis's first comeback, before introducing him as the new Elvis Presley. As the king was at the TV show to perform Hound Dog, Steve ambushed the star at the last second by saying, "And we have a little surprise for you." Steve rolled out a table with a basset hound on it. When it greeted the king, it instantly slobbered over his hand. He subtly wiped it on his suit while laughing nervously with the girls in the audience. But behind the star's giggles, Elvis was furious. Elvis was later asked about this performance that had him standing almost entirely still while singing next to a dog. He confessed, "It was the most ridiculous appearance I ever did." The venom-filled star added, "I regret ever doing it." Thankfully, Elvis looked past the disastrous performance and went on to record Hound Dog the next day. It's a good thing he did because it was an exceptional success. Hound Dog hit #1 in 8 of the Billboard Hot 100 charts, including the most played and top-selling lists. In the UK, it reached #2 on the national singles charts. Years later, in 1988, Elvis's version of the classic song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. In 2004, Rolling Stone magazine ranked it #19 on their list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. The song was so successful that it was even covered by the Beatles. Paul McCartney and John Lennon were huge fans of Elvis and were constantly influenced by the King's music. Lennon was once quoted as saying, "Nothing affected me until I heard Elvis. Without Elvis, there would be no Beatles." Hound Dog even broke a record previously held by Bing Crosby. The single sold more than 3 million copies by 1958, making it the first song since White Christmas to do so. Please subscribe, like, and hit the notification button for more videos.